here to introduce this short video on course design. This video is really about the very first steps, the conceptual part. We'll give you some ideas to consider, useful tips that might help. There'll be links to resources and where to go to for further information as you start designing your new course. We'll listen to the student voice first, and then we'll hear some useful advice from our professional colleagues in Leeds. So, before you put pen to paper or click on that mouse, here are some ideas that you might find interesting and hopefully inspiring to go ahead and be creative.
A key part of course design is considering how it will convey to and impact students. When designing a course, it is important to make the assessments meaningful. This can include having a variety of different assessments so that students aren't simply writing another essay. Having these alternative methods of assessment will give students more opportunities to apply their learning and provide them with greater skills for when they graduate. This variety in assessment is so important as it means it is less likely that there will be one high-stake piece of assessment at the end of a course. This adds undue stress and therefore it is not the most effective way of assessing students. It is also important to consider the feedback students are going to receive. This means letting them know what they are doing well, providing them with the information they need to improve what they are doing, and how this can feed forward into their future learning.
It is helpful to think of your course design like a giant puzzle. The aims, intended learning outcomes, your assessment, and the way that your students receive feedback are the pieces that fit together. To help make the puzzle pieces fit together, consider utilizing constructive alignment. The first piece of the puzzle in course design is the aim of your course. What do you intend to teach? What material will be covered? How does this relate to other courses in your program? The second puzzle piece in course design is your intended learning outcomes, also referred to as ILOs. When writing the ILOs, you need to consider what you expect from your students to learn from your course, how they will demonstrate that they have met the ILOs. Your ILOs should be specific, achievable, and recognizable. The third piece of the puzzle is the assessment for the course. There are two types of assessment that should be utilized in the course. Formative assessment offers the students a chance to practice and learn from their assessment. This is a good chance to use peer review. Your formative assessment task should relate or build towards the summative assessment. The summative assessment should align with the ILOs. Consider what type of assessment is going to allow the students to best demonstrate their learning and try to avoid having only one assessment, because this means that it's going to be high stakes. Consider assessment that will match what students will be asked to do in the workplace: reports, presentations, self-assessment, co-assessment, or active participation. The fourth piece of the puzzle to course design is feedback. The goal of your feedback should be twofold. One, it should help students understand how well they have met the ILOs. And two, it should provide some general guidance to help them in future assignments. Just like with the assessments, consider what type of feedback is going to work best with the types of assessment given. For example, providing written feedback on academic writing, oral feedback with group presentations, and group feedback in large classes. The Assessment and Feedback Toolkit can offer some helpful guidance for providing feedback. The last piece of the puzzle is the learning activities and teaching methods. Consider, are traditional lectures the best format? Will guest speakers enhance student learning? Do they need to go into the field for practical experience? When you put all the pieces of the puzzle together, it should give the students a clear picture of what you want them to learn, how you are going to help them learn, and how they are going to be able to demonstrate their learning.
Hopefully all these ideas, tips and information have given you the motivation and inspiration to consider not just the subject content of your course, but also how it impacts on students through learning and teaching and through assessment and feedback. Thinking about the quality of the student experience, their learning and their skills development. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy designing your new course.